Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, today we're looking at some Kristoff cigars. I say some because there will be some various ones I'll be reviewing over the coming weeks, but today we're going to look at the Vengeance in the Toro size. Is that dark or what? 6 1/4 by 54. Now you'll notice two things about the cigar. I'll point them out. One is to look at the pigtail cap. Pretty nice. And the foot is closed, so there is what I can show you as the density. Now, the cigar has a very nice weight in the hand, and as I said, the band itself is black. Look at the cigar. How much contrast is there? Not a lot. Now, this is a revamping, so to speak, of the Vengeance. In 2018, Kristoff decided they were going to, Kristoff Cigars decided they would bring back the Vengeance line. It was one of their earlier releases, and founder Glen Case decided it should come back, and it's also released under part of what they call their GC Signature Series, GC standing for Glen Case, founder. The Vengeance is different from the original, which used a Brazilian Maduro wrapper. This cigar uses a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper and was the first time Kristoff used a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Indonesian binder, Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers. I have the Toro. It also comes in a Robusto and a 6x60 and a Perfecto, which is 6.5 by 60. That's a good size little fella. So that's sort of the long and the short of it. The Kristoff Vengeance in the Toro. Let's see what it's all about. That's a very nice little pigtail. I'm telling you, this is a dark cigar. Okay, considering it's a closed foot, that's a pretty good draw. I don't know why, but I like showing the little pigtail when I cut them off. There he is. All right. You're going to notice a lot of dark chocolate with some sweetness and a lot of espresso. There's also some notes of anise, and there are definitely nutmeg notes there. Black pepper at probably around 7. It's not as much as you might think, but there are a lot of dark chocolate notes with some sweetness and a lot of coffee notes, espresso. But intermingled in there are anise notes and nutmeg. So that's how you start. Very dark with sweetness. Keep on. All right, here we are at the first third. And burning, as you can see, very evenly. And where the ash fell off previously, it's a nice line. Plenty of dark chocolate notes, some sweetness. The anise notes have sort of decreased, which really gave it a little bit of an extra something sweetness. Plenty of espresso. The nutmeg is manageable. There's hints of dry wood now with the dark chocolate, which is a little bit different, but that's what it is. Um, I'd call it medium body. The finish has sort of a cream. It's a creamy nutmeg. It actually tastes like there's cream in it. Cream and nutmeg, creamy nutmeg, literally. Pretty good lingering black pepper. But the cigar is not at this point quite as sweet as it was at the light up. But it's very dark, and you see we're getting a really good burn time. What, 34 minutes to the first third? Pretty good. First third, I'm going with 90. It's a 90 at this point, and it could easily move up. So let's just see what happens during that second third. Oh, here at the end of the second third. And the cigar hadn't changed a lot right at the band also. We'll be removing that. But one thing that's happened, or as there's an addition that's been made, is there's a little bit of brown sugar now in the dark chocolate. There's plenty of espresso and plenty of dark chocolate. And it's really an interesting cigar from that standpoint. The sweetness is at a just right or just enough level. I wouldn't mind it having a little more, but it's not bad. Black pepper it seems to have increased slightly. The finish has dark chocolate and that creamy nutmeg we talked about before. Some of that creamy nutmeg is also on the front end now. It's a very thick, almost like you could cut it with a knife, thick creamy nutmeg. And it's not a lot on the front end, but you get it. I'll maintain 90. It's right there with me. You know my score. It's right there. It's something I could easily smoke again, but if it had a little more sweetness or a little more something, it could easily move up. So that's where we are, 2/3 of the way through, 90-90. Let's see what the final third has. Down to the end, so let's wrap it up. One thing that was obvious in the final third is the brown sugar that I told you sort of crept in the middle section, slightly increased. It got a little bit more sweetness from that. Medium to full, finish is unchanged, but that added sweetness of brown sugar helped it a little bit. I'm bumping the score to 91 for the final third. That's very odd. If you know anything about my reviews or cigars in general, usually they tail off at the final third. This one actually improved a little bit. That's good. And you got a really good burn time, 1 hour and 31 minutes at this point. So get some money, bang for your buck. So your overall score is 90.33. I would call this a good basic Maduro. That's my assessment. The dark chocolate and the espresso is very nice, and having some sweetness makes it a good cigar. So there you have it, the Kristoff Vengeance Toro, 90.33.